after complaining about their obliques. He said he tore his oblique on the Peloton. An elite committee of sickos, analysts, and guys who are shocked at how much standing room only tickets are for the World Series.
It's too much.
Who's going?
It's too much, man.
It's $2,000. Fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. Again, it's an honor and a privilege. It's time now for Nick's Tears.
Indeed it is. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Kevin Wildes. However, I must say, and I don't know if it's ever been said on the show, that's a HIPAA violation. New eliminations. Saints and Giants. Hate to see it.
Yeah.
The Saints and Giants are eliminated. However, there is some pleasant news on the elimination front. For the first time in quite some time, when we get to the tiers, you'll see no one facing elimination this week. Because 18-week season, 18 teams ultimately have to be eliminated. We had some catch-up to do, but now through 7 weeks, 7 teams have been eliminated, so no one has to face elimination right now. So instead of facing elimination, at the very bottom of the tiers, very simple, bad teams. Jets and Jags.
Yeah.
How dare you include us with the Jags? Wow. Because your defense is better? Well, your quarterback's worse. Because their coach is worse, you fired yours. Like, they're bad teams, and they're not facing elimination. They're still alive. They're still a part of the tiers, but they're bad teams. Listen, it hurts my heart. In Duval County, they were considering I was giving a first things first day, but that was
nice.
You know, that went the other way on us.
You got one win and you beat the Patriots.
No, yeah, listen, yeah, exactly. Hey, Wildes, this is the tiers, not Trevor Trash Hour. This is the tiers, not Trevor Trash Hour. You're saying there's a chance. I mean, I can see it. With the Rams and Cardinals, it's simple. How many wins is it going to take to win the NFC West? Seriously. It's not a shot at anybody. It's just, could 9 wins win the NFC West? Could the Cardinals offense get them to 9? Could the Rams get healthy enough to get to 9? And with Miami, it's about, is Tua coming back? Well, we know he's coming back, but how well will he play when he comes back? Will he stay healthy? And more importantly, pardon me, how many wins will it take for that final AFC wildcard spot, which it does not seem like it's going to take double-digit wins the way we thought before the year? The committee, I'm going to be honest, pissed me off with this one.
Wow.
What was Nick thinking, Tier? Haha, good job, Marshall. All right, listen. I understand that I had all 4 of these teams in the playoffs, of the 14 playoff teams. The Bucs, I have no apologies for, and I just think now they're going to be in rough shape because of the receiver injuries. The Falcons are probably, because of the Bucs injuries, going to win that division by default. The Chargers, I got to say, at some point, this whole, hey, we're going to forego offensive weapons because we're going to have this amazing offensive line, that offensive line's got to be amazing. They're not scoring. Herbert's getting the snot kicked out of him again. Like, it's a weird spot. The defense is pretty good. And the Cowboys, as a smart man once said, sadly, they're just common. It's not that good.
Fair.
Depends on the week. They can look really good on one side of the ball on any given week, or they can just look like an abject disaster. It really does depend on the week. Certain weeks, the Broncos is like, man, Bo Nix just checking down but being efficient. The defense is awesome. And certain weeks, it's like, well, they should lose to everyone. The Eagles, certain weeks, it's like, okay, they're firing the coach, and Jalen Hurts might have been way prematurely crowned. Then there's last week where A.J. Brown's running fly routes and everything's looking great. Colts find a way to win despite their quarterback completing 50% of his passes, and Geno carrying the Seahawks as he has for a few years. Potentially dangerous. All right, so you have to take all 3 of these teams seriously as a postseason threat. For the Steelers, the defense is better than it was even last year, in my opinion, and maybe there's going to be a Russell Wilson renaissance. I'm skeptical of it, but week 1, it's all we've seen from this year. He was great. The Bengals, we know how good the offense can be. And the last couple weeks, the defense showed it at least isn't going to be the worst defense in the NFL. And the Niners, if they get all the Avengers back, and we know they're not getting Ayuk, but everyone else, Christian McCaffrey, we saw them with Jimmy Garoppolo one year start terribly and then find themselves in the NFC Championship game. This is my favorite tier. Young quarterback crown. One of these 4 guys is going to wear it at the end of this year. Right now, it's tentatively CJ's, I suppose, but people thought Jordan Love last year. They have similar seasons, similar playoff runs, but then there's the new rookie class. Jaden, it looked like, oh, he's going to steal it. But then Jaden got a little shot to the ribs. We don't know when he's going to be back. And then there's Caleb, slowly lurking. Chance, everyone was excited for the Jaden-Caleb showdown. Caleb's showing up. I don't know if Jaden is. Jordan Love is amazing highs, a little lows. People saying Brett Favre, that would be a great thing. Or the bigger concerns like poor man's Josh Allen without the running, that wouldn't be great. And CJ, 86 yards, 86 yards. I'm old enough to remember when a quarterback on this list had 90 yards in the first game of their whole career and everyone threw him away. 86 yards, no, everybody gets a guy gets a pass. I'm just saying it happened. Is this finally the year? 7 Super Bowl appearances between these two tortured fan bases. 0 Super Bowl victories. Some of the most unfortunate, unlucky moments in NFL history, that team was on the other side of. Yes, I understand Minnesota had the Minneapolis Miracle in their favor, but they also had the Gary Anderson game. They also had countless incredible bad luck Super Bowls. The Bills had the Music City Miracle go against them. 4 straight Super Bowl losses, 13 seconds game. Is this finally the year one of these two teams breaks through? Probably not, but maybe. Dynamic and terrifying, very simple. They're dynamic offensively and terrifying offensively. The Lions have the thing going for them the Niners had a couple years ago, which is you play them, you lose twice. Probably lose to them, definitely lose the next week. Every team that's played the Lions has lost the following week. The Ravens, meanwhile, as long as they're not playing the Chiefs, they're going to win more often than not. And then, of course, top of the tiers, Kermit's Christmas Revenge. Oh, double revenge game. Bring me the board, please.
Oh, wow.
When's the last time the Chiefs lost? On Christmas. Who was it to? The Las Vegas Raiders. What happened after that game? Well, this guy, Antonio Pierce, said they have the Chiefs recipe. And then this guy, I had to Google his name again because I forgot about him and his 0 tackles and 12 snaps this year. Trent Taylor brought out the Kermit nonsense at the training camp. I don't know if we have the video of it, but regardless, double revenge spot. We're coming for you, Trent and Antonio, with your little Mahomes recipe.
Wow.
Top of the tiers.
Wow.
There it is.
Well done.
Greg Jennings, go ahead, sir.
Well, there we go. I'm just going to get straight to it. The Eagles, I'm going to address this right now because
I have them too high?
No, Eagles are too low, and it hurts.
Oh,
Thank you.
No, we don't need to do the
Yes.
Thank you, Greg.
Stop it, Wilds. Just listen. Like,
Wow. He really put you in your
I
place.
agree
when
with
you
you,
said,
Greg.
I mean, it depends on the week. Well, we're going to see this week because you got 2 teams above them in the Bengals and the 49ers that I believe should be below them. And the Eagles should rise above those teams. I understand it's not the standings.
No, I got you.
But when you look at their body of work, it's better than those 2 teams' body of work. And then you start to compare these teams and you start to identify, well, what is Nick talking about when he says, well, one side of the ball is special, the other side not so much. And I was assuming you were talking about their defense. So you know what I did? I said, let's look at their defense versus these other 2 teams' defense because we feel like the 49ers defense is great. We all know the Bengals defense is trash. But when you look at the Eagles defense, look, they're 7th in points per game allowed. Yards per game, they're 9th. They're better than the 49ers. You mean to tell me their defense is better than the 49ers
courtesy
defense?
of Daniel Jones, friend.
I mean, look, hey, whatever it takes, Miles, whatever it
Play
takes.
who's on the
And then when you look at their rushing stats offensively, we know that they got weapons outside on the perimeter, but let's see who runs the ball better. Again, the Bengals, we don't look at them as a running team, but guess who we do look at as a running team? The 49ers. And where do you have them? Above the Eagles. 7th in rushing yards per game, but the Eagles are 2nd in yards per rush. They're 7th. Like, they're better. And then when you look at what they're starting to get back healthy, one team, I don't know if they're going to get back healthy.
Well, no,
look, the reality of it is the Eagles are a better football team, and so I don't know why they're so low. They're going into the bye. They had 8 giveaways, which was something that we would talk about all along with Jalen Hurts.
And now they've cut it out.
Coming out of the bye, They haven't turned the ball over.
You know, they also still haven't scored in the first quarter. When I was talking about the different sides of the ball, you assumed I meant the Eagles defense. The Eagles defense, I think, is a little overstated by those stats. I have real questions about the Eagles offense as well and the Eagles quarterback play. And I also think the Eagles